Hey guys, and welcome back today to a little update video that I'm going to be doing for you guys on the back of the Pajero. So a few of you guys will notice that I've made some changes in the back here in recent weeks. So this video is pretty much just to update you guys on what's actually happened back here, what's happened now, what is happening in the future, and what you can expect for the finished product. So you will see the finished product upcoming in the next episode of the Pajero build series, which is currently in the making. So I'm really excited for that. But I do want to update you guys with what's happening here, because even though it's not finished, it won't be finished for a while, and people are going to notice the change, start asking me questions. So this video is just to explain all of that. So for those of you guys who have been following along, you'll remember that I used to have my fridge slide right here with the big 80-litre fridge in there. On this side I used to have my Thumper 110 amp hour battery box in the back corner there, a little crate with all my gear, and I had the kick-ass AC/DC charger in the back there for when I plugged into power. So that's all been taken out now. I pretty much started back again with a fresh, clean slate, just a piece of plywood at the bottom down here, which it was all mounted to. So I'll run you guys through what this all here actually does, so you guys get an idea of why I chose this stuff and what I expect out of it. And then I'm going to run you guys through what the new dual battery system will be and how all of this will work with the finished product of what the car is going to be. So let's get into this part. So we'll start off with the drawer here. So this drawer is pretty awesome. On the top here has this flat surface here that you can put stuff on. It's got little holes in here for the eyelets where the tie down points. Cool thing about this is the top does actually slide out here. So if I just had something on top that I wanted to grab, that'd be really handy, really easy to grab without having to pull the drawer out. Underneath the drawer we do have this little slide out table, which is really handy if I don't want to pull out the big one that's on this. So you can extend this all the way out, have the table out as well. I'm not going to do that at the moment because it's not bolted in at the moment, like I said, so we'll lean forward. Bottle opener on the drawer, that was pretty cool. The drawer just opens up like normal. Any other drawer, quite a lot of space in there. A lot more space than I used to have with just the container. So this drawer is actually lockable, which is really cool. And when it's mounted down in there, it won't move around or anything like that, like the tub does at the moment. Coolest thing about this drawer is I can stack another drawer on top of it if I want to. Have two drawers up in here, which I may do at some point, but there are obviously options to get drawers without this stuff, which is what I'd do if I chose to stack another one on there. Anyway, that's that part of the feature for now. I think it's enough space for me. Let's move on to the camp kitchen. So now moving on to the camp kitchen, I've had to move you guys all the way back there because this one is pretty cool. It does require a fair bit of space, but in here you guys will notice that there's the fridge slide like normal. So this just operates like a normal fridge slide. You can pull it out all the way if you need to. Just have it back here at half mast if you want as well. So the cool thing about this is I think that the big fridge that I have will fit in there, but you can use it normally. So you don't have to pull the whole thing out just to use a fridge slide. It can be operated just like normal. Underneath here, this is pretty cool. So you got this pull out section here, which comes with this little guy under here. So it's a bit tricky to get out because it's in there for security purposes, obviously, so it doesn't come out when you are driving around. But this little windshield in here just sets up on here. So if I was out in the bush cooking or something like that, didn't want to set up a table or anything like that, I just set this up like this here, and there you have it. I can just stand here cooking, everything like that. I've still got my little table here if I want it. This table goes out to half mast as well, which is pretty cool. But then if that's not enough and I feel like I need extra space, all I need to do is just pull out this next bit here, and this whole thing extends all the way out just like this. And there are some little legs under here, just your normal poles like that. There's two of them set up. So now I have all of this space here to do my preparation on, and then I can have my double burner in here covered by this windshield. This actually does flip around the other way. So if I don't want to come in here and cook, I want to be on that side, I just flip the windshield around. And the same thing, the fridge slide even does still come out like this if I need it to. So like I said before, I had been looking at this particular product for a very long time because I wanted something like this out of my car. If I lap the 270 awning around, I believe it just fits under the edge here. And even if it didn't, I can just bring it in a little bit and it will. So there is so much potential with this back setup here. As you can see, I've got so much table space now, which I lacked before. You guys probably would have seen me cooking and stuff on top of the old fridge, which was just so unpractical. I had no space at all to prep any meals, so all my meals are really basic. So I'm really looking forward to putting this setup into action when it's fully finished. So how is this new rear setup going to work with a new dual battery system? So those of you guys who know the old dual battery system that I have, if you don't, there are videos up on the channel if you guys want to go and take a look at them. It was just a big battery box sitting in the back of there. There's a DC-DC charger under the bonnet, and it just ran pretty much straight in with an Anderson plug. So I'll be removing that Red Arc DC-DC charger, and I'll be updating to a newer Red Arc DC-DC charger, one with a solar regulator and solar input in it, because I do plan on running solar in the end. Once we have that sorted out, so once I remove the old charger, I'll be putting a circuit breaker in its place there and using the old wiring, because there's nothing wrong with the old wiring. And to be completely honest with you, it's going to save me so much time using that old wiring there. It's completely fine, and it was done professionally, so that means it's probably a better job than anything I can do. So in the back here, there's a little Anderson plug outlet where the wiring comes up from. I'll just be hooking in another Anderson plug, running that down, and underneath this whole back setup here, there's a little well just under the back there, like there is in most four-wheel drives these days, and I'll be using that whole compartment to store the new dual battery setup. You guys will see a video on that. I will do a video on the dual battery system when I do it, and you'll also see the finished product in the next episode of the Pajero build series. Really exciting. Make sure you guys subscribe to see that, because the rooftop tent will be included in that also. So once that's all wired in, it's important to note that I will be relocating the charger, as I said, taking the old one out of the bonnet, but I'll be putting the new one in the back here with the battery, because when we got the original one installed, it's now about 8 years old, so we had no idea about anything like that, and since then I've done heaps and heaps of research, and it's obviously best to put the charger next to the battery. At this stage, I'm looking at the kick-ass 170 amp hour slimline batteries, because that will fit in there perfectly, flat down there. I'll have no issues with it, hopefully. And the Red Arc BC-DC charger, just one of their newer models that has solar input. So once all that's wired in, I'll just be running a few simple 12-volt plugs and sockets off the sides that are currently here. All these sides down here in the car are all hollow, so you can run wiring up through there. I'll just be doing that, and I'll have plugs everywhere for everything that I need, and pretty much that's all that's going to be visible of the new dual battery setup on the outside. So in order for me to monitor what I want, I'm just going to be having a Bluetooth battery monitor down under there. Of course, I will be working out ventilation as well and everything like that. In the video of the battery setup, I'll cover all of that. This video was mainly to reveal to you guys this awesome new rear setup that I've got. So like I said, it's currently not bolted in and screwed in, because if I did that, it would be very hard to take off this piece of plywood here that is covering the bottom, which is where I need to do the battery setup. So that's the reason why it's not bolted in yet. However, it will be. I'll probably use this setup a few times before I actually end up putting the new dual battery system in. There's a lot going on at the moment, so don't freak out. I won't be just letting it hang around in there unsecured. I will be doing something about it, hopefully in the near future, but I will be due to go out on trips before it's all completed. So you guys will see it in action when it's not complete and when it's complete, and hopefully we'll be able to make a comparison on that. I'm really looking forward to that, actually comparing what this setup is like compared to what my old setup was like, comparing this setup now, what it's like incomplete to fully complete. I'm really excited, guys. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys for this one. I just wanted to update you guys. So what you guys will notice is that I also have created finally a little sticker panel here for those guys out there. So it's my little content creator sticker panel. So go check these guys out. Of course, we've got Unpro Adventures here, Mud Ducks 4-Wheel-Drive Touring. If you guys actually have stickers, send me a message on Instagram. I'll pop that up on the screen now, and maybe we can organise something, get you guys on the little panel back here. You'll be featured, I'm sure, in many cooking segments and all cool little clips that I do back here. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Remember, hit the like button, subscribe, the usual. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Any suggestions, of course, are always welcome. And as always, we will see you in the next adventure.